Hey guys, it's me Ram the Cuber, and today I have a review of the X-Man Bell Pyraminx. So the specs of this cube are: this cube can be bought at thecubicle.us for $14.50. It is 96.4 millimeters in each side and is available in black, white and bright stickerless plastic. The sticker shades on this puzzle are really good. They are the regular Moyu shades and contrast amazing. So for specs, this cube gets an 8 out of 10. Not cube, puzzle. Let's get into the turning. The turning on the bell is extremely fast and clicky. The magnets click very harshly, and the magnets are really strong on this cube. Puzzle, I keep saying cube. And it clicks into place very well, which I really like. The tips are very clicky, like you can turn it 45 degrees and then you can just barely tap them and then fix themselves, and they are really clicky and they hardly stay into one spot. And overall the turning on this puzzle is really good and I really like it. So for turning, the X-Man bell gets a 9 out of 10. Getting into the corner cutting, it's pretty good on the bell, but surprisingly the reverse is much better than the forward. As you can see, because of the massive fluorine cuts, the reverse cutting is like very good. Sometimes it can get a bit locked up when I try to cut, but this is only very rarely and it hardly ever happens during a solve. And the corner cutting on the X-Man bell is really good. So this time corner cutting is going to be divided into two sections, regular and reverse. For regular corner cutting, the bell gets an 8 out of 10, and for reverse, the bell gets a 9 out of 10. Now let's see locking up. Getting into lockups, the bell will hardly ever lock up. During a solve, even during a turning like this, it never locks up due to the massive fluorine holes, which makes it good at corner cutting. But it doesn't even catch that much during a solve. It does catch obviously, but very rarely. It's not that often at all. As you guys can see, my turning flows very well. Wait, +2. So for lockups, the X-Man bell will get a 9.5 out of 10. Now let's get the popping business out of the way. This puzzle will never ever pop on you. No matter how roughly you turn it, it will just never ever pop. So for popping, the X-Man bell will get a 10 out of 10. So let's get into my final thoughts. If you have a really fast turning style, then I would definitely recommend the X-Man Bell Pyraminx. If you have a slightly slower one, then the Moyu Magnetic Pyraminx will be a little bit better. Number 2, if you like very clicky Pyramixes, this is the perfect one for you because the Moyu Magnetic Pyraminx doesn't click. And number 3, the Moyu Magnetic Pyraminx and the X-Man Bell are the two best Pyramixes on the market right now. It just depends on personal preference. Now let's take a look at a solve.